I was training hours and hours. I used to cry because I wasn't getting success. By the way, Singh's my dad. You know, he was a wrestler, became a big name in the '80s. My favorite part about the business is seeing like the next generation, the younger kids, people that are at the shows, or even some adults, just like the joy on their face. Yeah. And you can see the motivation you're giving. Hey guys, episode 6 of our podcast. We're actually in two minds. We're thinking about calling it the DJ Sanj podcast or the Yes I Have an Opinion podcast. But we realize that when I search for the podcast, or everyone we know searches for the podcast, no one types in Yes I Have an Opinion. But we'll talk about that later. Right now I got a special guest, Raj Singh, aka Champagne Singh. Yes, sir. Aka Manraj Sahoda. There you go.
How many nicknames you have?
And we got Nick. We got Nick over here.
So the problem that happens all the time, it doesn't matter what we do. Me. That's all what's happening right now. It's always me.
Me.
Couldn't even do a proper intro. I have to cut it off.
Listen,
that's the ego.
Who are they searching for?
The ego.
Who are they searching for?
Right here, guys. We have a guest in the building.
Yes.
And somehow we're doing an interview to you. How is that even possible?
I'll tell you what. So Raj here has been really nice to let us hang out at his gym. It's a wrestling gym, So obviously we had the passing of Hulk Hogan recently. That's right. And if you're brown and you live in Canada, you are pretty much either one of two things, or both: a hockey fan or a wrestling fan. 100%. I'm a hockey fan, but a wrestling fan first. I mean, I grew up with the whole 80s wrestling. Raj's dad is a monumental icon in the wrestling business. Back in the 80s, Raj, you want to tell us a little bit about that? I mean, to me, he's just dad. Yeah, you know, he's also a superhero. We're talking about Gama Singh, by the way. Gama Singh's my dad. You know, he was a wrestler, became a big name in the 80s. Yeah, in Western Canada, and actually ended up becoming a world-renowned name. So you know, it's just he was just an ordinary Punjabi guy that had a passion for wrestling, and he became really, really good at it. And how old was your dad when he came to Canada? He was 10 when he came to Canada. Okay, we'll watch some interview footage of it. And his accent was pretty like Canadian. Yeah, right? Yeah. He did his schooling here, and he made his way throughout the professional wrestling world and high school and all that in Merritt, BC. And so for you, like, is there like a pressure to follow in the footsteps? There's not a pressure from anybody else but myself. Yeah. So you want to do it? I wanted to do it. Yeah, it was a plan. You know, like how you said. Every Punjabi kid or brown kid wants to play hockey. Figure four leg lock was my move. My move was the figure four leg lock.
Figure four leg lock?
Yeah, that was my move, man.
Were you Gurdwara champion?
Huh? Were you Gurdwara champion? No, I wasn't allowed to the Gurdwara.
There was only so many Gurdwara champions. We talked about this a long time ago.
That's right.
So many Gurdwara champions. You go in a Sunday, you go wrestle. Then first you go Matta Tek, then you go wrestle. You win the title. Then you go eat. Pull downstairs and you eat. Matta Tek, get the prasad, go upstairs, play some hand hockey, and get into a fight. Come on, that's Canadian Gurdwara life right there. Well, I think it's in our blood. Like I'll follow the previous episode. We're like warriors from like generations. Like we got that fighting spirit all the time. Yeah, because the history of Punjab and how it was invaded a lot, and our heritage, we had to man up basically, and so we have that fought. Red blood, ready to go to war. Yeah, ready to go to war, right? With wrestling, the bloodline, your dad. I want to talk about this movie, this documentary. Yeah. We talked about it before ages ago, but it's finally here. Yeah. You know, how did it all come together? How did it all start? Like,
dude, if I explain it to how it was happening, everyone would think that I'm a liar or I'm like crazy, you know.
Well, whose idea was it first of all?
So there's a friend of mine who actually just recently passed away. His name is Sunny Sudgi. He's in the TV world and radio world with CBC and stuff. Okay. He's a big wrestling fan from
Sunny Sudgi.
Yeah. So one day I was at a show and he comes up to me and we started talking about me being at the show in Edmonton. He said, "Hey man, I didn't realize you're Punjabi, you're so light-skinned, but I want to say that, like, I just love your work. He's like, I'm a fan of yours." But I wasn't using the name Raj Singh at the time, or Gama Singh.
What were you using?
I was using the Stamina Papi. I was trying to change.
Stamina Papi?
I was trying to...
What?
Stamina Papi.
Stamina
Papi.
the guy that be freaking from Monday to the weekend.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was trying to like get away from the Indian stereotype.
The name, yeah.
Right? So I was doing like a Caribbean gimmick where I just wanted to throw people off and, you know, salsa dance and have fun and be the comedy act on a show.
Did you have the accent? Like a Trini accent?
Yeah, Puerto Rican, Spanish
Rican,
accent.
okay,
Can you go for it? I can't do it right now. It's like I gotta get into the zone and like the lights and camera are on. You know, maybe later.
So I tried to get away from the name a little bit.
I tried to get away from trying to just be typecast in the you're always the forward heel. Wear a turban, or how some people, hey, do you have the headpiece? Can you put the headpiece on?
Right,
be the villain?
Right.
Where it's all like, let's try to show that we could do other things.
Yeah.
So Sonny came to the show. We started talking, and at first I kind of thought it was just like a fan that really had a few questions, and he's like maybe just trying to be like, hey man, I've got this idea. I'm a fan of yours, but he's like, I loved your dad as a kid growing up, so I got that along. Well, sometimes in the wrestling world or in the entertainment business, you don't really know who to trust or. That everybody's just trying to like,
but also
blow smoke up your
it's like very family oriented. Like you have like now you're getting into we're talking about like Dusty Rhodes,
right?
And then now like then you had was it Moon?
You had Goldust,
Goldust, and then now you got
trickles down,
and then Cody Rhodes,
right?
Yeah. So
good champion.
Once you get in there, you're in there. So I do understand that a lot of people like my dad, especially like growing up, and then so he asked me, hey. I have this idea of making a movie about your dad and yourself. And he's like, your cousin, Jinder Mahal, Raj Singh.
Yeah.
So, because we were a tag team on the scene when he seen us. And then the guy, I was like, wants to do a movie about us? Wow. Okay, cool, man. Thank you so much. He comes a couple months later. Hey, I never got your contact info. Here's the contact info. I want to make that movie. And I'm thinking, I was like, this guy waited 3-4 months to really say something. There's got to be a little bit truth to it, but still skeptical. Then he stayed on me again. He called me, and I'm sitting there thinking, "Am I getting hosed here? Like, what's the catch? Is somebody gonna try to,
yeah,
you know?"
The entertainment side's pretty like speaking firsthand. It's a little bit on the
and not to say that I didn't trust Sonny at the time, but it's just I'm so skeptical because
you're protecting your family,
and there's so many promises made by people in the entertainment business. Right. And then finally, it wasn't until I ran into a couple of good buddies that I play hockey with.
Yeah.
They were related to him. They're like, yo, man, our buddy Sonny, our cousin Sonny keeps calling and he says, like, get in touch with you because he really wants to do this movie with you.
Right.
And I was like, okay, you know what? I get that line of trust with somebody.
Yeah.
And I call and he had the plan written out already. He's like, okay, the movie is going to be called Singhs in the Ring. It's the tale of the Punjabi power drivers, Gama Singh, Raj Singh, Jinder Mahal. And we want to see like the legacy of the family. But we want to tell the story about your dad, my father, of course, who was a hero for all the Punjabis and actually pretty much anybody that was colored, whether they be black, Arab.
Yeah.
We did have like, Asian fans as well, like people that come up to my dad and say...
It's for the minority.
Yeah, the minorities, absolutely. Yeah. In the 80s that were coming up to my dad later on in life, be like, it's because like seeing you on TV, like fight everyone back and like put up with the racism, that you're like a hero for us. So even though he was the villain on local TV in Canada, he was loved by so many foreigners and, the minorities. So it's kind of like, that's what the story is going to be about.
Well, we're hoping that we're not 100% sure, but we're hoping that we can play the trailer, which you showed us.
Yes.
So we'll cross our fingers that we can play it by the time the episode airs. But that was really cool.
And we'll go to the premiere.
Yeah,
absolutely, man.
We'll make that happen.
September 24th, it'll be in Calgary International Film Festival.
Wow, that's cool, man.
But yeah, and but it's just amazing how even though your dad was a heel villain, right? He gathered everyone because nowadays you see anyone who's a villain, you're like,
but if you're a trailblazer, like it doesn't matter which side. Like obviously it was still entertainment business as well. Yeah, I think people kind of knew that. Like, it's not really the bad.
But in the 80s,
so what? I don't want to ruin it, but when you watch the movie, there's some stuff in there that we talk about that happened to our family in real life when it was supposed to be just entertainment. A lot of people didn't think it was.
Well, there was the whole argument: is it real or is it not real? And now everyone kind of knows, but like I remember in the 80s, right? No,
What's your answer? What's your answer? Is it real or not real? I know what the answer is.
It's real to me, damn it.
It's real enough. I don't want to do it because I'll get my ass kicked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we were watching that documentary today on Netflix.
Yeah, we watched that Netflix.
The WWE one, right?
It's just. I think it's just pretty cool on, just overall how, this is going to bring the full story for your dad, right? There's, I think there's a few people like Bret Hart on there.
Yep.
Chelsea Green.
Yep.
You can name a few other more, but yeah,
so like Lance Storm is in there as
Lance
well.
Storm,
Some of the Hart
a lot
brothers.
Canadian.
Yeah.
And
And the thing is too, I mean, there could have been a lot more people in there. My dad had a lot of good relationships with people.
Yeah.
I've got a good relationship with a lot of people in the wrestling world.
Yeah.
But it's just like you can only have so many people, right? When you're trying to tell a story in
That's right.
90 minutes, you know.
You got to filter that down, right?
Yeah, and it's not like a disrespect to anyone, but you know, like Chelsea came up the ranks with myself through the independents. Brett and my dad used to travel and wrestle together all the time. Lance came in after my dad, but learned from my dad, and then also was that branch from when I started in the business. So he saw both.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and he tells me stories all the time. Lance is a big factor in my career as well right now. So it's just also nice to just give people their flowers while they are still around and still 100%. In your life, so you can tell them, you know, like, hey, Chelsea, thank you. Hey, Brett, I appreciate you for, you know, being a part of our lives and helping us with the career.
Because the entertainment world is very ruthless, right?
But you know, the thing is, one thing about like, which doesn't get talked about that much, is how great Canada has been for Punjabis and Sikhs.
Yeah.
Like the benefit that we've had as a culture and our heritage.
Yeah.
I mean, we've thrived in this country, whether it's entertainment, political, sports, like everything. Like, it's been great for us. Yeah. And I think, so what's next for you? Like now we're at this gym.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we're at One for All Fitness in Calgary. This is where, you know, this is pretty much where I live. I'm in here all the time, and I'll be running a wrestling school that's starting up October 6th. So I'll be coaching people and teaching the ways of, you know, the new generation for Canadian professional wrestlers.
I think you should do it, man.
No, I want to be like the heel manager.
Yo, we're gonna be training people how to be managers, referees, whatever. If you want to do it, you come on down.
So like,
let me give you some chops.
My dream is for like when I like look back and I think if I was like, you know, 21, 22, I'd want to do power slap.
Power slap.
Yeah.
What?
Easy money.
Because
Easy money.
I'm surprised there's not a Punjabi person doing power slap right now.
Buddy, that happens literally.
That's we're genetically gifted. Like, we're not.
That happens as soon as you step foot in the house.
We are genetically gifted.
You train for your whole life.
You know that hip thing?
Yeah.
Dude, and the thickness of the hand. We're genetically gifted to win that event.
Buddy, I don't have the hips, bro. They just have straight arm strength, straight in.
I'm surprised we haven't seen anyone. And I would joke with my family and stuff. I'm like going. Like, what sport would you do? I'm like, no, I only want to do power slap.
Okay.
They're like looking at me.
Start a trend, be the first one.
I'm too old for that now. As you get older, it's not the strength that's the problem. It's the ability to take damage. You just can't take the damage. Like an injury is like, if I get a shoulder injury doing
can you drug test in power slap?
I think they do, right?
Yeah, they do drug test.
Isn't USADA?
I don't think USADA. I don't think.
Listen, they're gonna find Punjabi blood, and they're gonna say, "Baby, you can't go in. You can't go in, man.
They'll check your
Punjabi blood.
They'll check your blood.
You're genuinely too gifted for this event."
Okay, let's get back here. I don't know why we're talking about you, man. We're here for Raj.
No, that's dope too. I like that idea.
So the school
motivate people to join.
October 6th. The school.
October 6th is
What's it called?
Stampede City Wrestling Academy.
Okay.
Perfect. And is it open to all ages or like what?
Unfortunately, you do have to be 16 to start training, you know, because if people are learning too young, then they're just going to damage their bodies, right?
Right.
We want people to grow up
so basically, you're going to be doing, obviously, training, fundamentals of wrestling, how to manage.
Yeah, how to manage, be referees, just be involved in the wrestling business, you know, like learn how to pay your dues and show your respect.
Dude, I don't want to be the ref. I want to be the bad guy manager. I want to have my own character.
Yeah, we could try it out.
Yeah,
you come on down, you know.
I'll be Champagne Singh's manager. I'll be like, yo, man. And then it's like, you know, not.
Or I could be yours if I have to be.
This is what I think. What is your theme song?
You know what? Actually, working for TNA, they had somebody do it.
They had someone do it?
Yeah, they had somebody do it.
I'll make a new one. What
if you got a Sanj theme song?
Oh, there's a Punjabi hip hop.
You should have one. I'm sure you already do. If you had to pick one.
No, I'm making one for you.
Okay,
for you,
I'm down for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But you got to have one for yourself too, don't you, as a manager?
Yeah, I should make one. Well, I don't know, what would it be?
No, so the problem with this guy is, so when we drive, this guy changes the tracks like every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So his entire theme song is
my attention span is like
40 songs by the time he gets to the entrance.
I have the attention span of a Zoomer. Like literally 10 seconds. Like what we're talking about?
It's that DJ brain. You just want to
push
Yeah, keep the crowd going. Keep the crowd going. Okay, this
Next one.
Oh, it's crazy, man. By the time you like we get out of the airport, I've done like 40 songs already, man. It's insane. But theme song,
Yeah, I'd love to do
I'm down.
how crazy would that
Yeah.
be?
Yeah,
Do a Punjabi hip hop number, man.
Punjabi hip hop theme song? That'd
Yeah,
be
a lot of
insane.
fun.
yeah. You just think of what will suit me, and we can use it for the ring, bro.
We do like it was Champagne Sing, right? So
Champagne Sing.
We'll,
Yeah,
we'll have to have some bubbly pop in, and yeah.
yeah.
I got some sick Punjabi rappers that will do it.
I'm down.
We'll do.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
I'm
See,
down with it.
we're making things happen. here.
Yeah, that's
I
how it
love
works, right? You got to
So-
stick together, work together.
What's up?
We got to stick together and work.
We
help
always
each other
gotta stick
out.
together, man.
Yeah,
Of course. So like going forward, like, you know, what's going on? Is there still, did you grow up with Stampede? Like, were you,
So I
or
grew
were
up
you
watching,
too small for that?
Yeah, no, I was pretty young, but
Pretty young?
those were my memories. Right? My dad
Yeah.
used to take me to the locker room, so I'm a kid.
Yeah.
But this was like the world. I knew at that young age. I think I told you this before when we
Yeah.
spoke. I knew I was going to be a wrestler. If I wasn't in the NHL, I'm going to be in the wrestling ring, one
Yeah.
or the two. But I was always in a wrestling locker room.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough that when my dad goes on stage or in the ring, it's like, hey, Dynamite Kid, can you watch my son for a few minutes? So I had like guys like Dynamite, Davey, you know, my dad's friends like Jerry Morrow, Bad News Allen, they would watch me,
Yeah.
but they would let me like learn, and I was around and I understood the business from a young age. So I was just always involved.
Who trained you?
Jerry Morrow was just sadly passed
Jerry
away this
Morrow.
week, man.
Oh, that's
He
who it
just
was.
passed away this
okay.
week, yeah. But that's who trained me. Jerry Morrow, Bad News Allen, and then my dad as well.
Your dad,
Of course,
yeah.
You know, and then I learn a lot from Lance now.
Lance, okay, nice. I remember Bad News Allen as a Winnipeg Arena. There's like an old arena. I was like probably like 6 or 7. It was literally like Lance, Storm, Bad News Allen, Rick the Model Martel. Dude, like you just sit there and you see these guys, and then you're just like, all right, it was crazy.
Chris
Now-
Jericho
now-
was probably there too.
Was that
Chris Jericho was probably
Jericho?
there too.
Yeah, Jericho was there. You had a whole bunch of guys there. It's just unreal that you see these guys, and then later on in life,
What do you feel like you know, like you had the 80s, right? Like I'll tell, for me, it was like the 80s were like when wrestling like really like took off. Because you know, when I was, I mean, obviously, 'cause when I was a kid, it was like the coolest thing.
Well, they
ever.
consider
Yeah.
that the golden era, right? Is that?
Yeah. So yeah, you know, like my opinion on this is it was a golden era because the fans treated it more like sports, where it was like Hulk Hogan really has to go fight the Iron
Yeah.
Sheik, this guy from Iran who's going to take
Yeah.
over the country if he wins. Where in the 90s, where the fans started to change,
Yeah.
but the talent and the work got so much better. Not disrespecting anyone from the 80s, it's just with the evolution of the game,
It's got
so
more
much
professional,
better.
right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
cleaner. And then you had the new era of guys with like the Triple H and the Shawn Michaels and the Brett. And then after that, now you got a little more like the flippity floppity style of
Yeah.
wrestlers.
Yeah.
But the fans kind of, they don't take it seriously at all.
What's your favorite era?
90s wrestling.
See, my pinnacle, like the best moment ever in wrestling was when Hogan turns bad, like the NWO.
Yeah.
And it's like, pow, 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 pow. And I was
Yeah.
like, I lost
Oh,
my
Jimi
shit.
Hendrix, right?
changed it.
Yeah.
Jimi-
I just lost my shit. Like, I was just like, that was insane. 'Cause I was so happy that Hogan turned bad.
Yeah, I was just talking to my buddies about that. That is one of the most iconic and memorable moments
Yeah.
from being a kid.
The
Is like
switching, right?
Hulk
Like,
Hogan switching. It's like, this is crazy. Dude,
Yeah.
This
And
never
I-
happened.
Yeah, I was just going nuts. I was so happy. And then,
For the school, like what's the focus on the school? Is it more of like, because you know how like nowadays wrestling, you have your it's all about the in ring,
Yeah.
right? And then the other side you have the entertainment. What's the school?
So
focus?
we're gonna be focused on both. We're gonna
Both?
do it's like, you know, it's a sports entertainment industry, and
Yeah.
one of my strong suits on being on TNA and in the professional wrestling world is actually my character work and my mic stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm super comfortable with that. Teaching the technique, I'm actually gonna have guest coaches as well. I will have the guys like some of my buddies from TNA and WWE and stuff coming in to help out. But the focus is we got to teach everybody the fundamentals, you know, and I'm going to teach them what I can about the business to help guide them along the way. I'm not going to just try to just take somebody's money and say, all right, cool. No, I want to make sure that anybody and everybody comes in here can potentially be a coach in the future and contribute to the business that I love so much.
so, you know, say about if tomorrow, like you tell someone they want to be, they hear them, like a women professional wrestler, right? Is it the equivalent of like someone saying, I want to be a hockey player? Like, it's that hard? Or is it like you have a better chance of being a professional wrestler than a professional hockey player?
So you do have a better chance of being a professional wrestler as opposed to a hockey player,
yeah.
but it is very close to the same. And you got to have that same mentality because you got to remember the NHL, professional hockey, all these sports, you got so many teams worldwide where you can make money professionally. You got TNA, NXT, WWE, AEW, and Japan.
Yeah.
Mexico, maybe.
Yeah.
You got that many spots to work. So it's the percentage is going to be the same, but there are the anomalies that you have the Andre the Giant that people see 7'4". He's a wrestler no matter what.
Yeah.
You got the Logan Paul, he's a
Well, it's kind of like, like you have an 8-foot basketball player. Like,
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah, you're
Nobody's
that tall.
8 feet, but
I'm just saying, like if you're that tall, like, you're playing basketball.
Yeah, so besides the anomalies, it's super tough, man. Like, I've got people come up to me all the time. They'll be like, they'll look at me, they size me up. They might be bigger than me. They might be a little bit more ripped. And they'll say, maybe I should try this thing. I could probably make it too. And I say to them, why don't you just get a baseball glove and go play for the Blue Jays while you're at it? Or go get a pair of skates and call the Calgary Flames. It's just that easy.
Yeah.
But people don't understand, like, how we were saying about behind the scenes, like whether you're on set as a DJ or doing a podcast, there's hours behind the scenes before the people get to see the 20 minutes to an hour of footage.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with us. Like, I was training hours and hours. I used to cry because I wasn't getting success.
Yeah.
I used to get my ass handed to me in the ring, beat up by veterans. And I had to just hold my tears in to go home and just be like, I'm tough enough to get to the next stage. And then it's the training in the dark, like Muhammad Ali says, it's like, it's the training in the dark and the hours behind the scenes that nobody gets to see. They just see the 30 minutes in the bright lights.
Yep.
And it's the same thing for us.
So, like, you got the technical part of it, like the skills, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, that's one side of it. So on a percentage of 100, like, you got the character side, like your character.
Yep.
Which is, like, would you say is more important? Like you need 60% you need to be amazing character and 40% skill, or?
So in my opinion, it's going to be, that's a tough question, bro.
Because there's some
50,
amazing
50.
technical wrestlers, like, but it's got no, like, stage presence.
So that's the thing. You got to have that fine balance, but also you can be, I can come in there as Raj Singh, Punjabi Jat warrior.
Yeah.
They're going to say, you know what? We don't like that idea. You're going to be a zookeeper. All right, cool. I got to be a zookeeper then.
Yeah.
So sometimes they got to do that, and you got to have it in you to be like, hey, this is where I want to be. It's not about me being a professional wrestler. It's about, or me being my character. It's me being a professional wrestler and doing what I need to for the show.
Well, you entertain the crowd, right?
Yeah, absolutely, right?
Because that's the one thing I realized, like, when we were watching that documentary today, they really push, it's all about the crowd. It's the audience. It's the fan. It's like number one. And then you can just tell they believe it. Like,
yeah. Well, I ask people this all the time too. I'll be candid about it. When I'm on TNA and Impact, my winning percent, I've won maybe 7 or 8 matches or maybe 10 in 7 years.
Yeah.
But people don't understand, doesn't it suck losing all the time? Yeah, it sucks losing. Of course it does. Whether it's real, whether it's fake, whatever, it sucks losing. But if you asked the actor, Tom Hardy, that plays Venom, hey, bro, you want to be in this movie, but you're going to lose. You think Tom Hardy is going to say no? So what's the difference between us and the actors on screen? Losing and winning is, it sucks to lose.
That's not actually the job, though, right? The job is to entertain, right?
100%.
That's the job.
The job you could be
There's a
the
reason
guy.
why you're on TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And like with being on TV, the merger, I don't want to say merger, the collab, I guess.
Yeah.
How has that been since
So
happened?
it's been like really great for TNA.
If you guys don't know, WWE and TNA, they're doing a collab together. They work together.
It's like a partnership. Collab is a perfect way to put it.
The TNA is like the feeder league into the WWE.
No, it's not a feeder league. It's its own. But they're just working together. Where back in the day, it used to, not even just back in the day, just probably like 5 years ago, it's like there's WWE, AEW. Let's not talk about each other. Let's not
like the
reference each other.
WCW, all that stuff. Right?
And then you got TNA, who's also there.
Yeah,
it's just on a smaller scale in terms of the viewership.
Yeah,
because if you look at the talent, there's a lot of talent that people are like, wow, I love this guy. I think this woman is such a great wrestler.
Yeah,
let's have them on our show.
Yeah,
but that's just perceptions, how the value people put on WWE as opposed to TNA. But anyways, they're working together now, and it's really elevated both the NXT brand and TNA because we got wrestlers from both sides just elevating, and we got more eyes on the products. But again, I'll be candid about it. Even though I'm not winning all the time, what sucks worse than losing is not being a part of it at all.
Right.
And there's a lot of times where I just sit at home And I just kind of wait for that phone call, be like, yo, I'm there. There's a time where I'm on every week, no matter what. I know the ticket's coming in my email right away.
Yeah.
But there's also times where it's like, there's no email this week. What am I going to do this weekend? I'm not working. Still getting a paycheck, but you're not working.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks too.
It's like an on-call kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And so like, how does it, like, you know, when you're not on the call, but, or sorry, let me reverse that. When you're going and they give you the call, well, what's the mindset going into it?
So you always got to stay as ready as you can. Like just because I haven't been on TV or on the road in like a couple of weeks, doesn't mean I get to go eat chocolate bars and drink soda all day, drink beers and stuff. I still got to be in the gym. That's why I say I live here.
Yeah.
I'm in the gym all the time, you know, doing my cardio, keeping up with my food, because if they do call me tomorrow and say, hey, all of a sudden we need you to be this character, we need you to do that role, I've got to be ready for it.
Just ready to go.
Yeah. So the mindset is just to, you know, I chose this profession.
Yeah.
I knew what I was signing up for, and I don't want to embarrass myself, my friends, my family, and any of my supporters with crappy performances.
So it truly is like an eat, sleep, and breathe.
Well,
like career choice.
Yeah. You don't want to embarrass yourself.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to embarrass myself, but me personally, I don't want to embarrass my supporters and my friends and family. It's kind of like, I mean, you've sent me stuff too. When you see one of my clips, you send it to me and I'm like, that's important because I appreciate that stuff. But at the same time, it's a constant reminder that my friends are paying attention to what I do. Yeah. Every step I take, every move, you know,
it's not even a job really. It's a lifestyle, right? Like because the thing is that even like if you like go on tour and stuff, like you're on the road performing nonstop, right?
Yeah, a lot of people do also think, oh, you're living a rock star life right now. And I'm like, yeah, it's cool seeing the gym, the airport, and the venue in every city.
Yeah,
I don't tour, I don't party all the time. You know, some cities, but not every city you can't. You'll never be able to sleep then.
No, and also like if you're sore, like you're like I just want to go home and sleep.
Right.
Let me sleep for 15 hours. And
You're traveling all day. You get there, it's like, oh, okay, well, I got 2 hours. You know, go lift, go to the venue, the airport. The next day, then sometimes you got to be hop in a car, drive 3 hours to the next town.
So like in the wrestling business, what would you say is your favorite thing about it, and then your least favorite thing about it?
Okay, well, the boring answer, the least favorite part.
We don't want boring.
I know, but I'm getting paid to sit at home. That's the crappiest part.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people would like that, but me, I want to be out there. Besides that, I would have to say when the fans let out real hate.
Got it.
That is towards culture.
Yeah.
And race. When they let their hate towards the culture and the race, I think that's what I hate the most.
And they direct it right at you?
Yeah, I hear a lot of, even in 2023 was the latest I've heard, like real legitimate racist stuff. And I kind of chuckled to myself and I was like, this is insane.
We got all those people, but then you're getting their attention. You're getting the job done.
I'm getting their attention, and I think, you know, maybe somebody hating me for what I'm doing in my job, I appreciate, and I'm laughing. Like, okay, I'm doing a good job, but them hating me because I wear a pug, that's like, man, you know, maybe
it hurts you a different way. It hits you a different way.
Yeah,
I think sometimes when you have like an online presence, and you find that community that kind of the same thing, to them that trickles out in the real world. They think they're untouchable.
We were talking about that kid from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Joffrey, right? Yeah. Like, he played it so well that the world hated him.
Yeah. He quit acting because of it.
He quit acting, exactly.
Yeah.
And now he's like, dude, I don't want to be an actor.
But which is insane. When I heard that story, I was like, damn, I wish that was me. Like, people hating you worldwide because you're so good at your job. Yeah. But we got to learn.
You gotta have thick skin, man. Like,
you have to.
You're out in the public eye. You gotta have thick skin.
But you guys do too, because I mean, I'll reverse the roles here and ask you guys a question. Like, how do you guys put up with the negative comments? You might have somebody hating on the podcast. You might have someone hating on your set. Do you ever like publicly see that?
So when I moved to England, like we're talking about back in like I must have been 22, 23. I mean, I had to deal with a lot of hate, but also it was very new at the time. Like, oh, you want to be a Punjabi music producer?
Yeah.
And DJ? You idiot. Do you know what I mean? Like who does, you're a moron. You're educated, go get a job, right? It was very like, But you have to be like stubborn. Like you have to be like, nah, man.
And you got to know that.
And you got to be a little bit cuckoo. Like you can't be 100% sane. Like you just can't be.
No, nobody in show business. But what about the pod? Don't you have anybody being negative at all?
You get that all the time.
So for the podcast, we don't get much hate, to be honest with you, but the hate it's directed right at me. The only thing they say about Nick is they think he's wearing a wig or a toupee. They don't believe it's his real hair, right? But I get like,
I take it.
And I get like a lot of, but even like the hate, like it's relatively for my taste, it's pretty tame. Like the hate, because I'm like, well, that's the best you got. Like I've heard way worse.
I think overall, when it comes to hate, it's more of just them trying to click with internet crowd. You see that with a lot of people. It doesn't matter what's happening. Look at, I don't want to bring it up fully, but like look at the situation with Hulk Hogan, right?
Hulk Hogan,
right? So the big situation was obviously, he had racist remarks that got leaked.
Yeah.
So can you separate we talked about this before.
Separating the person
can you separate
from
the person, the artist,
yeah.
Right? Can you do that with Kanye? Can you do that with other artists, right? So with him, that was the big thing that was happening.
But everyone's got their own line. Like I told you, my line was shop and turkey.
Yeah.
I draw the line.
Oh, okay, thank you. Now back to me. So with that being said, with the separating the heat and the artist and the person, right? So for them, you're going to get this big wave that are going to go, no, forget him, F him, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone's going to jump on that. No, I forget this guy, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, if Sanj said something about, an artist from back in the day, and people are going to go, well, I like that guy. Well, I'm going to forget this guy, right?
Yeah, and people think that you can't have a contrasting opinion and not hate the other person. Like, if we don't agree on something, doesn't mean we have to hate each other.
Well, it's happened in politics now. Like if you're sitting with like someone who's more left and more, you're like, no, we can't be friends.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, why not? Like you're allowed to have your opinion, which is why we started the podcast.
Right.
Like, yes, have an opinion. It's okay.
Yeah.
Shock it. Yeah. It's okay to have an opinion.
Yeah.
And can you imagine if everyone thought the way you thought?
But that's how it used to be back in the day.
It's boring.
Right? Look at the news back in the day. You had a news channel, and that was the news, and that's all you knew.
I don't believe. When you're scrolling on Instagram now, you can't believe anything you see. I think, AI, AI. Even if it's real, I'm thinking, it's pretty good, but AI.
But I think we know that too also with how just people are in general. Like nobody puts just the first picture they take. They make sure it looks good. Maybe I'll retake that. And so we kind of know that that's
would you consider yourself having thick skin?
100%, bro.
And so where did that come from?
Watching my dad and hearing what he had to put up with, thinking like, this is not that bad. And then I guess growing up in hockey,
hockey makes you tough.
One Punjabi kid amongst a team of, amongst a league and a whole city of Gore.
Yeah.
And, there literally was no other minorities, just myself when I was coming up the ranks for a bit. And, you hear the P word a lot. You hear people telling you, who's driving the taxi to the game, who's watching the Quickie Mart while you're playing. Yeah. You hear that kind of stuff as a kid. Mm-hmm. And instead of fighting back and just punishing myself and my dad getting pissed at me for fighting on the ice all the time, it's like, keep your mouth shut, go score the goals, and then they're going to, eventually they start to love you because you end up being like the best player on the team or something. You know what I mean?
Well, you beat them with success. That's what we talked about like on the first episode of the podcast. Mm-hmm. My secret's always been, it's fuel. Like I just soak it all in, and I'm going to beat you with success. I'm going to beat you so bad it's going to hurt, but it's going to better me, right? Like what can you say? Like, and the other thing I've realized is that over time, everyone loves a winner. You just keep focusing on being successful and winning, and you'll turn everyone onto your side eventually.
Yeah, no, I agree, and but you're right though. I think it's just more like, do good at what you're doing, and then people stop really hating you. Mm-hmm. But that's where the thick skin comes from, I guess. And like I said, we had people, I don't want to ruin it for the movie, but there was some stuff that happened to my dad where it's like, my dad could have probably responded in a completely different way. And who knows, he probably would have been in jail if he had to defend himself.
Yeah.
And things like that.
The high road?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. Well, we have a culture to represent as well, right? Like being in the public eye.
Yeah.
We have a culture to represent. And I think that's more important than anything. No. We got to be a positive role model for the next generation, which to answer the question too, what is my favorite part about the business?
That was the longest fucking answer ever.
Yeah, absolutely. My favorite part about the business is seeing like the next generation, the younger kids, people that are at the shows, or even some adults, just like the joy on their face.
Yeah.
And you can see the motivation you're giving to those people. One of my really good friends, he brings his kids to my shows when I'm in Calgary locally. And his youngest son, his name's Savin, he's maybe 3 years old at the time, 2.5, 3. And since that show, he's nonstop wrestling, has every character, watches every match on YouTube, whether it be like Gama Singh, my wrestling, and then all of the guys from the 80s. Now he's obsessed. He loves it. He's waiting, my friend, Sonny, he's waiting for his kid to turn 16 so he can start throwing him in the ring. He's like, this is what this guy's going to do. So it's just knowing that we have that kind of influence on people positively is my favorite part, because I had great role models growing up.
Well, the thing is, like, all the wrestling characters are always larger than life, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, I would consider it like opera for the working guy. Yeah, I mean, like, it's like I would never, like, if I was dating someone, they go, let's go to the opera. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stop dating you because I just don't go to the opera. But wrestling is like our opera, right? Like, they're telling you like the big, like, you know, big stories, good versus evil, and that stuff.
Well, I mean, is it really any different than grown men watching Avengers? Go and watch it. What's the difference? Not really anything. It's the costumes are different. They
Clearly our own Pakistani drama, right?
No, I've gotten back into it. Like, I was out of it for a while. Like after the Rock and John Cena era, like that was pretty much where I ended.
And they're both back now.
You know, now they're both back. So then I was like, oh, Rock's back. John Cena's back. I gotta watch.
And now you're doing a theme song.
Yeah.
So you gotta be full in.
Dude, I'm in now.
There you go.
I couldn't do power slap, but I can do this. I can do this. Right?
Still think about power slap. So like when it comes to the school, I don't think many schools talk about this. What about like dieting and all that? Is that gonna be
so
nutrition?
I'm gonna have, I got some people that work here at the gym. Yeah, they're like people I go to for things, chips. So I'm gonna make sure, like I said, when these
smoothie legend over here, and when
these students join in, we're not just gonna teach them wrestling. Like we want to, make it like an academy where you're learning some life skills too. Right. The same way that I learned in hockey.
I love that.
I knew how to tie a tie at 10 years old. Yeah. Because if you couldn't do a tie, then you weren't allowed to play in the game. Not going to say that we're going to teach them all complete life skills. We're going to teach them how to be professionals and to conduct themselves in a manner, because they're going to represent the school. Once they set foot in here, they're representing the school further, and then that's going to be attached to my name, which again is attached to my family and the culture. So it's just going to be like a domino effect of positivity, I hope, and that's the goal with this.
I love that. That's amazing.
And it must be exciting now. Like, I think, you take your kids to like, hey, what do you want to be, wrestling? It says, let's go.
It's just Sanj with a bunch of 16-year-olds. He's just.
Well, no,
listen, I'll give anything a shot as long as my back can handle it.
Bro, you should. I was coaching before. Like, I've always had the itch to always, be involved with wrestling the whole life. Yeah. But I took a hand at coaching at a school for a while, and I had students that were brand new wrestling students at like 47, 48 years old who actually ended up being pretty badass. They were pretty good. Yeah. But I never shut down anyone's dream. He asked me straight up, do you think I have an opportunity to make it? I'm like, what do you mean by make it? You want to go to WWE, AEW, TNA, something like that? The possibility is there, but you do have to work that much harder. And I'll never shut anyone down. I'm not going to say, no, you're not going to.
That's like their dream, right? Why would you want to shut someone's dream out? Plus some money, okay. But
the other thing is like every wrestler's their own personal like business, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because you create your brand, you create your look, you create like your own merch. It's like its own little like business, independent contractor.
100%.
And it still works that way?
It still works that way when you're not on one of the major companies like TNA. But
because you're considered you collect a paycheck, right?
Well, I do because I'm with a company from TV. But if I was independent, then I'd be in a lot of trouble. But then when you're on the independents, you can work anywhere. There's so many different promotions in different cities. Yeah. But again, you got to protect your brand. You can't just work for anybody and everybody. Yeah. Because then you're not going to get the dollars. Right? Or you're not going to get the dollars that you deserve because like, oh, this guy will wrestle for anybody. So
it's like you're creating your own little superhero, right? Like your own your look, there's a lot of creativity that goes into it. Even the style, like the way you're going to speak to the crowd and command the crowd. It's a lot of skill. The skills involved there.
And the thing is too, I mean, you can't just, if everybody wrestled, like we were talking about The Rock, if everybody loved The Rock and everybody wrestled like The Rock and talked like The Rock, well then when you come to a local show, it's boring. Yeah. You only need one of those on the show. Then you need somebody that does this, someone that does that. So versatility, we're going to try to teach versatility because I think you got to stress
you need something for everybody.
Yeah. Like it's like how you asked me how many nicknames or names I go by. Champagne Singh was an idea that I created off of the salsa character that I was doing and like a badass Punjabi because I was like, okay, well, I still got to represent the Punjabis on TV, but I want to be like, a guy with like style, not just the foreign heel, not just the dipper that comes to the America to try to take over.
Like exactly. Does your dad ever sit you down on a foot? Okay, I saw your show yesterday. Right, I think there's a couple pointers.
Yeah, man. Yeah, to this day, I still like. He's constructive. He's never like really bashed me or anything. Yeah. But there are times when I was younger coming up, he's like, if you want to make it, you can't do that kind of stuff. You got to maybe tighten this up or sharpen that in your game. So yeah, he does, man.
That's cool. You have your own like coach like in your living room, right?
Yeah.
Like you get to hang out and watch some. Do you guys like watch wrestling together, like on TV and stuff?
Not anymore.
No,
not anymore. My dad is kind of like stepped away from watching wrestling because he likes the 90s, 2000s, 80s kind of stuff.
I think, this is, I don't like it's like the music, right? Like, like your parents will listen to you. They're like, this all sounds like, I don't like it. They don't know what music is anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, sound like the old man shaking the head at the end of the cloud, right?
What about your mom though? Like, does your mom ever go, you should like chop better or something,
No.
She doesn't say anything?
No, I'm her favorite wrestler.
Leave him
alone. I'm her favorite wrestler, so I do no wrong in her eyes.
No wrong. Who's your favorite character?
My favorite character?
Of yours, like the one that you've created so far.
Oh, the Stamina Boppy. That's hands down. It was fun. And it was like, going to an indie show.
Yeah.
It was stuff that people wanted to see, like a salsa dancing guy that just didn't care if you won or lost the match. All he cared about was getting women.
Yeah.
Like, it was funny.
When they're like, hey, you're light skin. Did you just get lost on the light skin part or what? When everyone's fucking...
Yeah, I get that a lot.
It just blanks out your light skin.
I have people in other cities, they'll come up and they'll be like, yo, I thought you were just like an Arab guy or a white guy or, some Latino playing a Punjabi guy on TV. I just happen to be light skinned, that's all.
With TNA, like how flexible is it when it comes to like putting a match together or just like even like when you do like a promo or anything like that?
So I can speak for how it is with myself. I don't know how it is with everybody, right? But for myself, like the flexibility with the matches is there. Like we have like the structure we got to fill for the show. And based on the strength of your character, if you're, let's just put it in video game rankings. If I was in the video game, my guy would be like a 70 overall.
Yeah.
Then you got the guys that are 100. That's got to make sense on TV as well.
Yeah.
You can't have the guy that's a 70 overall whooping the champion's ass.
Right.
So we got to play to that. But then with the promos, I got free reign. So I was blessed to make. Yeah, I was blessed enough that whatever you want to say, go ahead and say it. These are the points you got to say. Find the way to say it. Keep it within this time.
How long of a time frame? Like, when did they give you the sheet and be like, hey, this is the points? Like how long do you have? Like how do you put it together?
It depends. Again on the storyline, the magnitude of the storyline for the show. If you're one of the major players in the storyline, heavyweight champion, you're one of the knockouts that have a big storyline. They're gonna meet with you early on in the day, and it's not a strip, but they say, hey, these are the points we want to hit. So you guys will talk about this.
So basically, within the day.
Yeah. You're not getting it like.
You're not getting it in advance.
No, people think that pro wrestling, that we're out there rehearsing and this and that and doing flips and practicing. It doesn't work like that.
It's like fast. Like, that's go time.
Would you be able to do that?
100.
The points and then you have to do it or?
100, yeah.
Like no chat GPT, nothing. You just have to like.
Oh, I can talk shit. But dude, come on.
Yeah, but it's got to make sense, man. That's the problem.
That's gotta make character. I don't have to make sense.
But you can't stutter either because it's live.
No stuttering.
You can't be.
No. Okay.
I'm not doubting you, but it's also this is how he said. Go buy and you get a baseball glove, play for the Blue Jays.
Because if you stutter, that's like 5 minutes, and then the guy's like, "Yo,
I've been in front of thousands on stage speaking. I'm like, yo, let's make some motherfucking noise.
Now you got to do it. Now just
I hype the crowd. I have no
done it in front of
problem.
the crowd, but have you done it in front of the crowd with no shirt on and tights? That's extra tough.
That's extra.
No, with this physique. I need a few more months of like dieting for that.
I love that.
So who's your favorite wrestler of all time? Like, and you can't pick your dad.
My favorite wrestler
You
of all
can't pick your
time.
cousin.
Can't pick your mom either.
No.
Yeah, you can't pick your mom. And it's the toughest of all.
Like, can't do it.
No, my favorite wrestler of all time was Kurt Angle. My favorite character of all time was Razor Ramon.
Oh yeah, Razor Ramon, NWO, baby.
But it's a close second.
Why Razor Ramon?
It's a close second with Rick the Model Martel.
Oh, I love Rick the Model.
I don't remember him.
You don't remember the model? His sprayed arrogance?
Oh,
Arrogance for
he had the mustache, right?
No.
It was the model. He's got a bow tie on.
Tito
He's got
Santana's
he had this
Santana's
crazy
partner.
canister.
I vaguely remember.
Yeah.
But
There was him, and then there was like the one guy, Mr. Was it Millionaire?
$1 million man.
$1 Million Man.
Yeah,
Right? He was one with that wore the tuxedo. And,
Well, I don't know
yeah.
how you liked him. I'm not gonna talk about that. We'll talk.
Razor Ramon ever because I was,
Yeah.
he was part of the NWO.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
he was before that. You like the Razor Ramon?
I like the Razor Ramon, which is based off of Scarface.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I mean, as a kid growing up, that was the best character. He's just so cool, had a toothpick, threw in people's faces.
The greasy hair.
greasy hair. He was a good guy, but he was like a jerk to people. So,
Yeah.
that's funny.
With the toothpick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about like there's so much family going into wrestling now?
It's like proper nipple baby territory, isn't it?
It is 100%.
How do you feel about that? Do you think it's like obviously they're good, but I mean, do you think it's the wave that's happening? Or
So I mean, it's just obviously just a generation because the kids were so young, they would have got into it sooner if they could, right? But I like it because coming from a wrestling family, you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have someone that's actually serious about the business and wants to be involved,
Right.
as opposed to a stranger that might pop in to the professional wrestling world and quit after 2-3 months and be like, I don't want to do this, So I don't know. I like that, but at the same time, I also wanted to be for everybody else. Where let's just say you wanted to become a wrestler yourself, like I don't want you to be discouraged thinking I'm not somebody's relative.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that aren't relatives of others that are.
But it is fairly like a young man's game, though, in the sense that like only so much wear and tear you can take, right? Like,
Yeah, you gotta be smart.
Longevity, like if you're in the game, I think you could.
well, you don't see The Rock and John Cena right now, like in the ring, like hammering it down.
John
like,
Cena's doing
nah,
it now, right?
He's doing it again, but he took a lot of time. I know what you're saying. Like,
yeah.
you gotta
you gotta rest
figure it
yourself.
out.
And even the moves now are like a little bit more like, they're not the big moves.
But they all hurt though. All the moves hurt, but I get what you're saying. And they're just not as active. Where before they were wrestling 300 days a year. Now they're wrestling, maybe 30.
Is there a move that you're just like I'll never allow anyone to do?
Like the top buckle moves were like the insane ones.
For me,
Does that exist in general?
It exists for a lot of people. Hell
They're
yeah.
just like, hey, you can't do this to me.
Hell yeah. There's a couple moves I wanted to do. Like I said, I loved Razor Ramon. I do a Razor's Edge.
Yeah.
And I throw the guy in the air and like half powerbomb him onto my knees.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say they don't want to take that. And I'm just like, well, how am I ever going to do it on TV if nobody ever wants to let me do it, right?
Yeah.
But is it their choice, or is it like you got the company saying, no, this is we want some to go. Like,
It's also a respect thing where if somebody wants to work with you and they feel unsafe or maybe they're nursing an injury or something like that. But, sometimes you do just grab somebody and say, fuck this, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
is seniority a big thing now in wrestling?
Yeah. And I think that's what comes with the respect too, right?
Yeah.
There might be somebody that I wrestle and I won't even suggest a move like that because I was like, what? The guy's,
I've been around a long time, like
been
5
around a
years.
long
It's got
time.
5 years on you, kind of.
fans are here to see him do his greatest hits. They're not here to see me.
Your job's to make him look good.
Yeah, or like we make each other look good in the sense, but I'm just not killing them in the process.
Yeah, see, that's why I like you got to be pretty like humble, like in that game, man, because.
And you gotta have good knees, man, doing that all the time.
Yeah, I had to get my knee repaired, otherwise I was gonna be done, bro. Yeah,
Not bad, eh? Seriously.
yeah.
I couldn't do wrestling, man. I love junk food.
Well, I know you couldn't do wrestling.
Yeah, I told you I couldn't.
You
do it.
could do a few more jalebis, but there's no wrestling.
Bro, I love jalebis, man. Come on.
Yes, I Have an Opinion podcast. Its owners and associates take no responsibility for opinions or statements made by Sanj Singh, its co-hosts, callers, or their guests. Yes, I Have an Opinion podcast is meant for entertainment purposes only. It is not our intention to libel, discriminate, or annoy anyone. If you get annoyed, just tune into something else.